Hey, what's up, good folks? Welcome back to a new episode of Kevin's Fate. I'm your boy Kevin Davis, and I hope you're not sick of me yet because yes, I am back with a brand new episode. And yes, I do sleep, by the way. But today's guest is the living legend, Mr. Jared Lockhart.
I'm doing good, Kevin. How about yourself, bud?
Trying to get through this freaking heat wave. You know the usual.
It's hot. It's hot.
Very much so, man. Oh my God. But I'm
And that's what's important.
stories to bring back original today, especially in Hollywood. But we'll get to that in a bit. That's what I do on my show. I do rant about that sometimes. So we're gonna do a rant party, but we're gonna do that too. That's like have some fun and do like some rants. But enough of me blabbering right now. First off, welcome to the show. This is the first time we actually face to face.
Yeah, man.
Finally, tell us a bit about yourself and what you do.
Well, I am 46 years old. I'm an old fella. Despite popular belief, I haven't been in this business very long. It goes way back, but I didn't really start doing anything until like what, 3 years ago, give or take. I had an accident at a job, and I couldn't walk for over a year, and
Jesus.
because of that, it's kind of a good thing because of that, I was able to get in this business and do my thing.
It's like a
So
blessing.
yeah, really. I mean, I was kind of in it, but not really in it. I didn't actually start doing my own thing until the accident. So thankfully, because of the accident, I was able to get my creative juices flowing and get stuff out there. So it really is.
And
Yeah. When you want it to go one way, it usually goes the other
takes you
way.
all.
It
Yeah.
just it doesn't go the way you want it to.
And sometimes the best way is the way you don't want it to go or you didn't expect it to go.
Exactly.
And that's what I've
Exactly. And it just
learned so
depends on
far.
you
And
where you want to go from there. You can either let it drag
yeah,
you under, or you could just keep your head
yep,
up and keep going. So it's up to you, man.
exactly. Yeah. Oh yeah. And like my short time on this earth, I've learned a lot about that.
Yeah. And you never stop learning,
And
really. You never stop.
no,
No matter
really
what it is, you
don't.
never stop.
History, you did like some covers, I think like some art, like in a magazine for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I believe.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I was a child, but yeah,
But dude,
I
that's
think I
still
was
pretty
11
cool.
years
How did that
old.
happen?
Yeah. I was 11 years old, and it was in I don't even remember what issue of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle magazine it was, but it was a cover of Donatello riding a parasaur. And as a matter of fact, I hadn't seen that in years. And a guy who isn't even a friend on my friend list on Facebook sent me a message one day with the cover and the picture of my drawing and asked me if this was me because he knew I drew, he knew I made comics. And he's like, "Is this you? I don't want to be weird, but is this you?" And I'm like, "Oh my God, yeah, that is me. That's pretty cool." Because I hadn't seen it in
Dude.
years. So yeah, it was pretty cool.
Knowing you wanted to be an artist, like, growing up? Like, I know you read comics, like, growing up. What stories, like, influenced your, like, creativity, like, your style?
I don't actually think I have a style per se. I'm in a fluid process as an artist. I can actually I mean I can show you right here. This is one of the first covers I did, and it's very like, anime manga type look.
That's awesome,
This
hell
is for
yeah.
Chad Perkins' Set the Hook. And obviously for
Ooh,
Books of Riot #1, was my cover. And to be fair, if you
dude.
saw both covers, you probably would not think they were done by the same person. So I mean, I'm pretty fluid. I was trying to with Chad's cover, I was trying to hit my own style, but also give it a flair of what Tim Sapero did in the book, Chad's artist.
Yeah.
So I was trying to, meet it both ways.
Basically, like, adapting to, like, different flows of styles.
Exactly, exactly. I mean, I do have my own style, obviously, but I'm still pretty fluid. As old as I am, I don't think I've actually found my particular style that if people see, they're like, "Oh, that's Jared." I don't know if I've found that yet. I think it's pretty safe for an artist to be fluid, but it's also awesome once you do hit that preferred style, because then, like I got the message from that random guy that, one day they'll be like, "Oh, this is Jared." You don't even have to see a signature. You're just like, "That's Jared," And but yeah, growing up, I hate to hit the old cliches, but yeah, it was Batman, Spider-Man, Superman. Those were my first comics that I had as a child. But I didn't actually experience the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in comic book as a child. I didn't experience that until the animated series in what, 85 or whatever it was. And
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, that was probably the first characters that I actually started drawing. It wasn't Thundercats, it wasn't He-Man, it wasn't G.I. Joe, Transformers. It was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that I started drawing regularly. And
Yeah.
yeah, so I think that was the biggest influence on me was the Turtles until I got
Man.
older, where I found the actual comics and realized that they're
Yeah.
two different things. The cartoon is fun, but then you get this
Oh
comic
yeah.
book it's fun,
Oh
but it's more
yeah.
adult. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Oh
There's
yeah.
some violence that happens in there that you don't see in the cartoons. So
Yeah, I like for me, I grew up on what like the animations and stuff, like the Spider-Man
yep.
animation, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles animation, like even the Sonic animations. And I didn't discover the comic books until 2020. So I didn't grow up on reading comics. I knew like the Marvel and DC and everything, or like the animation, like the movies and TV shows.
Yeah.
And like over the years, I've always said like people like that's not how the character is in like the comic book. And I'm just like, what the fuck are you talking about? What comic book? I'm like, well, it didn't click to me until 2020 what they was talking about because I was like on TikTok and Marvel popped up there. I was like expecting like a movie trailer or something, and but it was talking about their comics, and I went to their website. I'm like, I see all these freaking books that I missed since forever. And I'm sorry, I need my nerd card to be taken because I'm not a true nerd because did not know that this sucker existed.
Oh
I
yeah.
was like, how the hell
Oh
did I
yeah.
miss this my entire childhood? Like I've always read novels and everything and like watched like TV shows, but I never knew
Well,
about
see, that's the
comic
sign of a
books.
real nerd is that you read novels. That's the sign of a real
Yeah.
nerd. I didn't even do
Yeah.
that until I was 20, so or 20 around there, so
So and I wasn't sure if I was gonna like these. So I went to like their digital property first. Like, even though I'm always physical media, but this is a new thing for me. I'm gonna try out their digital before I even attempt to want to buy their physicals. So of course I went to my Spider-Man first because I grew up on Spider-Man.
yeah.
I went to the X-Men. I went to Blade. I went to Ghost Rider. I went to Daredevil. I went to
So
all the kids
when you
I
started
know.
on these characters, where did you start? Did you start in a more modern stuff?
I honestly don't know. I just went and clicked and bought a book. I don't know what era it was from, if I'm being honest with you. But I think one of the first ones actually was like read like the Amazing Spider-Man or Spectacular Spider-Man, I think it was called, or something like that.
Oh, the cartoon?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And like
I
the
wasn't
comic book
actually a
version,
fan of that cartoon. I get a lot of hate about it because it was so great. And I'm just like,
it wasn't that great, but that's a whole different conversation.
exactly. But,
Well, like the
mileage varies
comic
for everybody, man.
Yeah, exactly. But like the comic, I don't even know what year it was, but I know it was. I think it was a Amazing Spider-Man comic book. I guess you got like the digital property of. Like I said, I don't know what era it was. I just know it was. I know Spider-Man, so I just bought a random one, like the
Yeah,
digital property of it.
yeah.
And then I went to Daredevil Born Again.
Well, that's a good place to
Um,
start. Yeah,
yeah, I'm like, and I watched the Daredevil Netflix show, and I learned about and like I said, I learned about his comic books. So I think I started with Born Again, and so after Born Again, it's the new show on Disney Plus. So I'm like, it was just fun. I actually started reading something before the show comes out,
yeah.
so I can understand what's going on and see if they did it right and stuff. And then I went to like the X-Men. I know the X-Men animations, but I forgot what X-Men books I started with because I went through a plethora of books.
Well,
If
see,
I'm
that's the
being
thing
honest.
about X-Men. There's so many different eras, and everyone
Yeah.
has their favorite. Like
Yeah.
my personal
So I
favorite
can't
is
really
the
say my
'80s.
favorite yet because I don't know where I'm at right now.
Right, right. And like I say, my
But then,
personal favorite of X-Men is in the '80s, in the Outback era, because
oh
that's
yeah,
when Claremont was experimenting with his characterization of more solo
no,
stories on each character, and just diving into who they were. You know what I mean? And I loved it.
yeah,
But a lot of people, they like X-Men the animated series. They get that Jim Lee era, and that's their era, and there's nothing wrong with it. You know but that's their era, and
mm,
and I would probably
right,
argue that's probably one of the more popular eras because that's when millions of copies were being sold. So
oh,
yeah,
Seaside. I went to like The Flash because I watched the TV show. I went to some Arrow because I watched the TV show. And then I went to like some like not much known characters like Static Shock, because I was curious about who he is. I went to check out what the hell the authority was, but I looked at it, I wasn't that interested. I'm just like, what the crap is this? I'm so confused what this is. I also went to that because I know James Gunn was wanting to do a movie about the authority. And I looked at it, I'm just like, why? It doesn't really seem that
It's
interesting
an
though, but
acquired taste.
okay.
I look back at those first two because I got them in trade when I was
Ah,
younger, and I look back at them fondly, and that's where I found artists like Frank Quietly because I love that guy's art so much. And I looking back at it, if I read it again today, I probably would not like it because of Mark Millar. He's kind of out there with his material,
ah,
and it's not bad.
yeah.
It's just not everyone's cup of tea. And
Yeah, I'm like, the art looks cool,
yeah,
but just the
yeah,
story didn't really grab me, like,
right.
catch my attention with it, if I'm being honest.
It's
And I was
it
like,
was out
"Yeah,
there. It was
okay."
different, and like
Yeah,
Warren Ellis, I thought he was great, and the his writing is definitely something that I think many writers should probably read because he's great, especially of his more science fiction superhero stuff.
and, like, that's why I don't know, that's why I put, like, a post on Facebook and say, "I heard these absolute stories are awesome. Where should I start?" And suddenly all your comments pop up. I was like, "Good lord, okay." I wasn't really
Mileage
expecting that huge of a
varies, and
response that
everyone's gonna say Batman. Everyone's
I
gonna
was like,
say
everyone's
absolute Batman.
I was like, "Good God." Say, "Okay," and that's your comment. I'm laughing at your comment because you said how something was like I think you said something was horrible or I forgot which one you said that was horrible, but you said you the ones you like. I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna check out Jared's first because I actually trust him." But then
You might like Absolute Batman. I picked up the first three issues of Batman,
uh,
Superman, and Wonder Woman. I only liked
mm,
Wonder Woman, and I continued,
interesting.
I continued reading her stuff, and to me, it's
Yeah,
just really, it's good stuff. Kelly Thompson nailed it.
yeah, I was like,
It's a different reality, but it's Wonder Woman at the heart. You know what I mean? Like she
"Hmm,
was raised in
I like
hell, essentially,
oh,
but she's
snap.
still
I actually like okay.
yeah, underneath, she's still exactly the character she's supposed to be, and I think
Nice. So,
that's what
like,
I
'cause I've
like
al
about that compared to
mhm,
say Batman and Superman. Superman is
mhm,
slowly getting there, but Batman fundamentally he's just a different character. He's not Batman. You know what I mean? And I'm glad other people love it because it is bringing new readers to the comic book industry to the comic book forum, and that's always great. Because you always have that gateway. You find something you like, and then you'll like other things. You know what I mean? You'll find other
yeah,
things, and that's the great thing about Absolute Batman is it's bringing new people in.
it sounds like I'm trying to stay away from Batman because that's what everyone's talking about. I want to go to, like, characters that are not really being talked about because I see,
Martian
like, so many
Manhunter
spoilers.
is really good, dude.
Somebody comment that one and say something. I'm gonna be a rebel, and that's not Batman or Superman. I'm gonna still check out Wonder Woman because I think Wonder Woman is like actually one of my favorite characters in the DC universe. So I'm definitely gonna check out hers, but I'm gonna check out Martian Manhunter because I actually like Martian Manhunter like the Supergirl show.
Oh, it's completely different
So
than what you know. So, but
really,
it's yeah, that's actually
I'm not surprised, but
a good version of taking a character and completely
mhm.
changing the fundamentals of who he is.
Hmm.
It's kind of mental, and in my opinion, the writer and the artist is lightning in a bottle because I think if you had another writer or another artist, they would not mesh as well as these two people on this book. Javier, his art is just the colors just are just amazing, I think. So, but yeah, it's not the John Jones you know, man. It's so
Eh,
it's different. It's different, but it's
yeah,
good.
just
It's good different.
check that one out. Now let's take a break from talking about DC and Marvel. Let's talk about some indie comics right quick.
Yeah, man.
And speaking of indie comics, you have a Kickstarter out right now
I
for
do.
Books of Riot #2. Let's bring this bad boy up right quick so we can show off this bad boy. Can't you see that good?
I see it. Yeah.
Awesome. So let's dive in. Tell us a bit about what Books of Riot is and where we are in the story for part two.
Well, essentially, this was a character that I created, I would say maybe 20 years old, but he was more of a like a Red Hood type character, but with like a hockey mask, kind of like a Wild Dog from DC a little bit, kind of like that. He was just a lunatic,
Ah,
and
my favorite characters. I like those.
yeah, and
My favorite type of characters, I mean.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And but he was just a character. I had so many characters when I was that like I was just I had backstories for all thousand of them. You know what I mean? And
Holy smokes, hell yeah, dude.
but he was the one I didn't really mess with much. And so one day, as a young kid does, around 21 years old, I had my heart broken, and
Oh man.
I I basically turned this character Riot into a pale imitation of who I am. And so my ex essentially became a demon. I, there's an angel in it, and essentially I'm the one, but I don't want to be the one. I don't want any of that. I just want to be a normal person. That's all I want to do. And so I had a complete book finished. My buddy Angelus, he inked it for me, and it was completely finished. And again,
Nice.
life happened, and I lost it in a fire. I lost everything I owned in a fire,
No.
except for the clothes on my back. I was at work, and I lost everything. So it turned me off from drawing because I all my drawings I've ever done, everything I've ever done was gone. Um,
Oh
so
dang.
I just turned me off from doing anything. So I kind of just went through life kind of directionless a little bit, and I got married. I had a daughter, and that didn't work out. And I essentially lost my marriage and essentially lost my daughter. Um, and I started looking at Riot again, and I repurposed Riot into a completely different story, still with angels and demons. But I didn't do anything with it. Um, I was at a really low point in my life, and I was just directionless. And years went by where I finally was able to grow up. I started to find who I was, and I remarried. I found the love of my life, and it just turned everything around for me mentally, uh, sort of financially, but I'm still poor as hell. Uh, as you are in this business. Um, but no, I turned my life around. I had a good job, and then once again life hit me, and I fell off a train at work, and I
Jesus.
my body was essentially destroyed. I couldn't walk for over a year, and
Oof.
because of people I knew like Chad Perkins, my cousin C. Michael Lanning, and his wife, um, I already had a foot in the door, but because of this downtime, I was able to put all my energy into Books of Riot, which was originally called Breaking Riot, but I repurposed it again into Books of Riot. I fleshed everything out. I wrote it, and that was last year, and I released my and first uh uh what's the word I'm looking for, Kevin? First Kickstarter, and it funded, my first
Oh,
one,
okay.
and my first Kickstarter funded, and I was very
Because I was
happy
thinking
about that.
first book, about like first
First
book,
book on my own,
Kickstart, like,
yeah.
but-
I wrote and
got,
drew it.
okay, gotcha.
Kurt Belcher, who's been in the business for what, 20 years, he colored it for
Yeah,
me. And
that's freaking awesome.
the the awesome kick-ass Lori Calcaterra did the letters,
She lettered it.
edited and did the
Yeah.
letters for me. Um,
Oh, she edited and lettered.
yeah, yeah, Kurt and Lori
Dang,
did
she's
help
a
me with both
badass.
books. And I'm pleased to say
Hell
that my
yeah.
second issue here, she didn't quite tear apart as much as the first one. And I thank her for that. No, I mean, she as far as I'm concerned, she's a pro. And I
Heck
took
yeah.
everything at heart. When I did the second issue, I already had a an outline for the second issue, but I didn't write it out until after she helped me with the first one. So when I was outlining and thumbnailing the second book, I took everything to heart that she taught me, and it's like spacing for words, balloons, and stuff like that. A couple things I can be very wordy on, and I blame Chris Claremont from the X-Men for that, because I grew up on his dialogue. And Kevin
Yeah,
Smith, I know you know who Kevin Smith is. He's very
I do.
if you ever read
Uh,
his Daredevil run, very
I have
wordy,
not
very
yet.
dialogue heavy, and
Uh,
and it's
okay.
it's because of writers like that I just, it's either a lot or the next page doesn't have enough. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things where I'm still struggling with, but because of people like Lori, I'm definitely learning this writer game. You know what I mean? So, but yeah,
Yeah, I've been on Lori's show quite a few times. She taught me some things too.
yeah, she's great.
And I've always told her, like, when I'm writing like my scripts, my brain goes like so far that I tend to like put too much in a panel or like and put too much dialogue.
I think the
And
biggest thing we can
she
do as
told
a
me how to break
creator,
that down.
I think the biggest
Yeah.
the worst thing we can do as a creator is overthink it. And when we
Yeah.
overthink it, we think we have it. We have it figured
Yep.
out, but we don't. Like
Oof.
like a lot of times I will have a page and I think I have it, but once I start drawing it, I'm like, no, this would look better if I did it like this, if I knock a panel out or if I add a panel. Like a perfect example is, what was it, the third or fourth page of my first book. I Matthew Riot here is waking up from a nightmare. So the book starts in a nightmare, and he's waking up
Yeah.
from a phone call where he finds out that his mother died. So what I
Oof.
did on that page was the very last panel. I had it. I added it as I was drawing it because it I needed more heart, more depth. So I added a whole panel where there's no words, just him laying at the edge of the bed with his head down in the dark. And for me,
Yeah.
it kind of drove it home more, the stakes. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
you lose somebody, you're not happy about it. You're not whatever about it. It hits you. And I thought adding that panel added to the story, and it did, in my opinion. So yeah, in that first book, um, as I said, Riot, he learns. I'm not going to give a lot away, but I'll give you the story beats. Uh, Matthew here, he finds that his mother was she died essentially, and when he goes to her funeral, a woman who is actually right here with the two guns, her name is Theo. She introduces herself and says that they have to talk, and that she knew his mother, and he's like, I don't know you, I, I don't know who you are, and my mother, you're not a friend of my mother. And he just kind of shrugs it away because she was kind of like being cryptic about things, and he's like, I don't want to hear this shit. My mother just died. So he shrugs it off and walks away and goes back to his girlfriend who's on the phone. And so long story short, his uh his girlfriend, I don't want to give too much away, but his girlfriend is actually a demon named Ash. And she is the one that essentially kills his mother because of who she is and who she was. And it is her task to also take Riot off the board, who is just finding out about all of this. And he wants no part of it. He just lost his mother, and he just wants to live his life. He just wants to be who he is, not what people say he is, essentially.
Mm.
And it's one of
And
those things
also,
where,
I just want to stress out that not stress out, but say that who's watching this, the Kickstarter is live right now. Book of Riot is #2 is in the description of this video while you're watching. So while you're listening to Jared babble about the story, make sure you go back it. Get the sucker funded. I just want
please,
to put that
yeah.
out there right quick. Continue.
No, you're and I do want to reiterate, or not reiterate, iterate that this book is completely finished.
Ah, even better.
All that needs to happen is the funds to send it to a printer and you know, get that taken care of because it's not cheap. Um,
It's not.
and
It's
all the
definitely not.
add-ons like there's a print involved that I'll talk about, and there's stickers, so whatever
Let's
you
show some awards right
back
quick.
goes to printing and
Yep.
getting this book in your hands because it's finished.
It's even better, guys. It's finished and it's ready to go. Just get the sucker funded so you can get the physical copy, get the digital, get whatever. But let's get this beautiful book funded and let's get this party started, man.
Yeah,
And support indie because this is a freaking beautiful story. Just by what you're telling us now.
yeah, and
Like, cause look at this beautiful wars, guys. It's very affordable. Like, Book of Riot, you can get the digital copy for $8. You can get the digital one and two, for $12. Awesome, that's freaking awesome. You can get the physical number two for $12. Come on, guys, back this book. Let's get this sucker funded. There's 22 days left on the campaign, I believe. We'll back up record. Yep, 22 days left. We're legit about halfway there. Let's go ahead and push this sucker and so get some also and when you get funded, push some stretch goals. Jesus Christ, tongue twister. But continue. Sorry.
oh no, you're fine, you're fine. Um, so yeah, this
What was
book basically picks up where the last one ends. Matthew was forced to accept certain things about who he is, and he there's a dead body that opens up the second issue, and so right now they see the Riot and Theo here. They see themselves on the run because yeah, there's a dead body, and they didn't want to just stick around because the cops are on their way. And
right?
so Theo here, she is essentially an Earth angel. She has no wings because she
Oh,
dedicated her existence to protecting Earth from supernatural
wow.
threats. Um,
Interesting.
yeah, yeah. So, but I don't even know where to go because I don't want to give things kind of spoil things. But I personally feel
Like
like
let's
this
check out
book.
these beautiful covers.
I personally feel like this
Sorry.
book is no, you're fine. This book is better than the first book, and I
Yeah, I
really
believe.
hope that people are into it as much as I am in my head about it because I feel like it could be a really good story, especially once it's finished. I think it's a very heartwarming and very human tale, despite having demons and angels. It's very human at its
Mhm.
heart, and I think we can all relate to certain aspects that are in this book. So tales of loss,
And
romance. You know,
yeah, and
I think there's something for everybody in here. And Ernie here, this is the
yeah.
main cover for the book. Ernie here,
Ooh,
he is a demon. He's a demon cherub monkey thing. Um, when I had an idea for this guy, it was actually for a story that I was thinking about doing with my cousin. That never
nice.
came to existence. So I was like, you know
Oh
what?
damn.
What can I do with this guy? Because I really like him. He's essentially like Danny DeVito from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. That's who I
Oh
think of.
God,
Because he's a
dude,
wild dude,
not
man.
Danny.
Yeah,
Oh
he's
my
a wild
lord.
dude. And
Even
yeah,
though I haven't watched like the show fully, but I know his character,
yeah,
so I know exactly what you're
yeah,
talking
he's
about.
wild, man.
Oh
And
God.
so I was
Oh
like, I gotta
Lord.
do something with this character. So well, I'm gonna stick him in this book. And so yeah, he looks like a demon. He is a demon, but he works the side of angels, as he would put it. He's your man on
Oh
the
snap.
inside.
Okay.
And
Ah, he's a secret spy. Got it.
yeah, he's not a good dude, but he's not a bad guy either.
He's one of those in between
Yeah,
characters.
if there's a squirrel that needs saving in the middle of a giant kaiju fight, he will save it. He won't let you forget about it,
Superman
but he'll
reference.
save it.
Say Superman reference and nobody caught the reference. I'll just tell you it's a Superman reference.
But yeah, that was
We'll
the
talk
cover,
about
main
that.
cover by
We'll talk
me.
about after the Kickstarter, but it's a super reference.
You got
All
to
right,
throw it in there,
variant
you know.
cover.
It's a good little
Right.
analogy, I think. This cover is by Ralph Werner. He is a relative newcomer to the business.
Really?
Yeah, he's trying to get out there more. He's an art teacher, and every
Hmm.
Friday he will draw for Jason Doobie's show that is on
Oh, that's
YouTube.
nice.
And what that show is essentially is how I met him.
Hmm.
Jason draws an indie comic book character every Friday for creators, and he'll send them the art that he does and that everyone who contributes does. And it's a good way to not only flex your drawing skill by getting out there and drawing characters that you never ever would, and it's also a
Yeah.
great way to meet people in the business, and it's a great way to get your work recognized. And that's how I met Ralph here. Um, he kind of has a crumb feel in his art to me, and I uh I asked him to do this cover, and he did. And he has a book called Tavia that he's been working on for a while now, and I really hope he finishes it. Hope he's listening to this, and I hope he finishes it so he can give it to us, because he's a talented guy, and he's one of the super nicest guys you can talk to as well. But
Oh, yeah, this
he
cover
did
is
this
awesome.
cover for me,
I might
and
have him do a cover for me.
yeah, he did this cover for me, and I felt like people needed to see his work. So here it is.
This is beautiful. I'll probably get him do a variant for you down the road.
He's a good guy.
Nice.
And this
Wall
Ernie
lines.
cover
Okay,
I
let's go
absolutely
here.
adore. J. Michael Hammond did it, and it took him a minute to figure it out. He was talking to Chad one day, and they were talking about Texas Chainsaw Massacre of all things.
Oh God,
And
that
he
franchise,
threw this
Jesus.
really rough sketch together and sent it to me, and I'm
Hmm.
like, yeah, that looks like fun, you know. And then he gave me
Yeah.
the final version, and I'm like, oh, dude, this is fucking awesome.
So he
I,
did the pencils, inks, and the colors.
he did all of it. Yeah, he did the lettering, the
Dude,
colors, the
wow,
pencils, inks, everything. The layout, he did everything.
wow,
And
this is beautiful.
he sent me a couple different versions without the title, and he's like, yeah, it's your book. You can do the word, the title how you want. And I'm like, no, this I love this. Because
Oh
it
yeah,
really nails it home. I think it's brilliant, and it looks
oh
amazing.
yeah, bro.
And everyone should hire Jay Hammond. He's amazing.
Dude, dude, Jay Hammond has been on a roll. I keep up to date with him. He's just been on a roll. And oh, this cover is limited right here.
Yeah, this cover here is going to be a foil limited. What's spot foil? The red is
Oh,
going to be foil, and that was Lori's idea. I was thinking of a full foil, but when she said spot with just the red, I was like, oh yeah, that would pop. Okay, so this cover has a very
ah,
interesting story. My
okay.
wife bought a iPad Pro, what, 2 months ago? Literally taught herself how to draw. She taught herself how to
Holy
draw,
smokes.
and I was struggling one night trying to come up. I'm broke. I'm dead broke. I'm not even gonna lie. I wish I could afford other guys to draw covers for me, but I can't. And she surprised me one night because I was struggling, dude. I was struggling. I'm like, oh, I don't know what I'm gonna do. So I was thinking of drawing a homage cover with Theo, somehow, some kind of homage cover, because I love homage covers. People love homage covers. So I couldn't figure it out. And one night she's like, "What do you think about this?" And she was so scared that I wouldn't like it. She held it up, and I'm like, "It's so simple. I love it." Like sometimes less is
Yeah,
more, and this is one of those
it
times where less
really
is
is.
more. And
Oh
it's
yeah,
obviously a
this is
James
freaking
Bond
awesome.
uh, homage, and I think she
Yeah,
nailed it out of the park. And when I saw that, I was like, I got to use it. First of all, you loved me to do it. Second of all,
right.
it's brilliant. And third,
Yeah.
I want other people to show how much you love me. I want other people to see how much you love me. So there you go. My wife loves me.
Well, shout out to your wife because this cover is freaking awesome.
She should
I
be
was like,
home
shoot,
soon
I'm
too.
kind of
So.
now I'm conflicted because I'm debating. I'm like, do I want this cover or do I want this cover or do I want Jared's cover? I'm just like, you made it very hard to choose now. I was like, this is freaking cool, dude.
And that's the
Wow.
thing
And
about covers. I
I
like to
gotta get
give
both
people
books if I haven't
options.
read. Yeah, I gotta get both of these books. This is really
And
cool.
this sticker comes with every physical copy that goes out my door. It's free,
Ah,
so it goes with every physical copy.
nice.
Just
And again,
Ernie.
guys, this Kickstarter is live right now in the description of this video while you're watching. If you do not back it, we were Wyatt. Every pun intended. But you gotta. Oh wow! Wait a
So
minute. What is this?
so this guy unfortunately is not available anymore, and I just want to let
Oh
people know
darn!
that I wasn't even able to get one of these. This was by a very talented young lady named Chelsea D that I also met on Jason Doobie's show. She draws as
See, this
well.
is the point of networking. This is the purpose of networking.
Exactly. And it's a great opportunity, things like this to meet people and find people that you probably would not normally meet. And she was one
True,
of
true,
her
true.
her her I don't know if they're married or what, but her partner Styx is also an artist who I met from there. And so she crocheted this and it was a one of one, and she did that for me, and I love how he came out. I'm very disappointed that I didn't get one, but I could probably pay her to do it once I have some dividends. I will
Yeah,
definitely reach out to her. But yeah, she did this, and I love
my
how he
God,
came out. I would put this anywhere in my house. I love it. And
dude, crocheting is a difficult task to do. The fact
it,
that she did this flawlessly
yeah,
is
yeah,
impressive.
she's I need to add her socials on there so people can actually reach out. I didn't do that, but yeah, I need to do that.
Please do, because I
Yeah,
would love to see if you can crochet my characters.
yeah, she will. Yeah, and yeah, she's great. She's just like an artist. She will get inside of her head and think something doesn't look right, but
Mm.
that's just an artist. You know what I mean? And she
Oh
nailed it. I
yeah,
think she
I love
absolutely
that.
nailed Ernie. But
Like
yeah,
this is why I love talking to creative people because of stuff like this and just bringing this creation to life. It's just a beautiful thing. And just creating a beautiful world and in our stories and like from the book to real life stuff like this. It's like it's freaking beautiful.
not only can you meet people that you probably would not normally be able to meet and talk to, but you get introduced to their whole world. Like Lori and
Yeah.
her Pale of the
Yeah.
Path right or Path of the Pale Rider book. You know,
Oh
uh
yeah.
freaking Summit Comics, so many guys out there that are just doing amazing work that you wouldn't normally know about unless you talk to them or talk to like-minded individuals like us, and then you'll
Mm.
there's something for everybody. So,
Oh yeah.
and
Oh
this
yeah.
uh
Man.
is a print that goes out to everybody who backs a physical copy of both Books of Riot #2 and Barbarian Queen Charybdis, um
Mm.
by Lee Newman and Shiro uh Goche. I got schooled on how to say their name, and it's Goche, like the someone that I used to know guy. It's Goche.
Yeah, I hate butchering people's names,
Yeah.
but I try my best.
But Shiro is an amazing artist, and her when they also have this book, Warrior Queen Charybdis, out right now. And I just thought it was a great opportunity to get together and give something that as a treat for people who back both books. It's absolutely free. You don't have to pay for this print. The only thing you got to do is back both books. And personally, it's a small ask. So you get, and it's going to be colored by Kurt Belcher, who colored the Books of Riot.
Hell yeah. I love his cool style.
But yeah, man.
Nice.
And
Oh, we
these
got
are
some
just
characters.
examples of I added an add-on for sketch cards of your character of your choice for me to draw. And I will do that for you if you for every physical book, uh whatever character. It could be Apocalypse, it could be Tom and Jerry, it could be your a character you created when you were 10 years old. I'll
Hmm.
draw it for you. So, and these are just examples. And actually, all these were actually drawn on Jason for not on, but for Jason Doobie Show. These are just examples of independent comic characters
Always
out
was.
there.
Wow. Let's meet the creators. I know this guy because I'm talking to him right
Yeah,
now.
that's
It's
a
a Jared
little less
Lockhart.
gray me right there.
Mr. Kirk Belcher, dude, has been on the road like crazy. I've
He's
seen his
he's
work
he's a
around.
madman. He's got stuff everywhere right now, man.
Oof.
He's got his
Right.
hands in
Lori
everything.
Calcaterra. I call Lori my auntie of comics. My Lori is like my comics auntie, where she's freaking awesome to work with. I
Yeah,
hope to work with her someday.
yeah, she's nice.
But
She's a badass. She knows what she's
very
doing.
much like, and she welcomes questions. She
She
looks like
does.
if you do not ask her a question, she will, you will legit be like, you're not serious about this. If you're not asking questions, when she tells you come ask her questions, she's inviting you to, she's giving you her wisdom.
And
And like she's
nobody
not
has
like
mastered stuff like she has. She has her
she right.
Kickstarter down to a T, dude.
Right. I'm like, dude, she is the one person you need to go to talk to. It's like legit recently, like with the commotion, like the printers, like the comic book springs going off.
Yep.
I legit went to Lori first. I was like, hey, what printer you use? And she told me the printer she uses and showed me like samples of her stuff from them and gave me, I'm like, "Hey, this is how you upload to them and do this and that." And I was like, Lori, I fucking love you so much.
And that's things like
And
that,
dude,
she
Lord,
she knows what she's
ah,
doing. She's what on
yes.
her I don't know. She says she doesn't know if she'll ever finish Path, but she will. She's got it all wrote
No,
out.
I'm like, woman, you know damn well you're gonna finish pal. Stop playing.
Oh yeah. She
You know,
better
stress
anyway.
this. No AI in comics, by the way, or in any type of creativity.
There's no place for AI in art.
At all. But dude,
Don't
and also
listen to George
you can
Lucas.
catch up. Yeah, we'll talk about him in a second. But let's stay on a positive note right now with your book.
Yeah, man.
But catch up tier, you can get physicals 1 and 2 for $20, guys. Come on, let's get this book funded, guys. It's very affordable. Support indie. You get the foil cover for only $20. Wow, that is freaking awesome. And it's only limited. You got seven left, guys. So you people always snatch theirs, but snatch yours next before they all gone. Oh shoot, I can get all the covers. I'm like, I'm sure that's a tempting offer. Getting all the covers for $30. That's a good freaking deal.
I think it's a good deal,
Uh,
personally.
and unfortunately, we can't get the crochet one because it's gone. But whoever bought it, I hope they freaking enjoy it because it looks freaking beautiful. Dude, this book is freaking awesome. Again, guys, make sure you back Books of Riot 1 and 2. If you haven't got the first book, get the first book too. And I'm always supporting physical media. But I know everyone's different. So if you still want to back it, get the digital. It's $8 for both copies, I think it was. Or at least one copy. It's up here. I'll have to find it again.
I
But
think it's
still,
8
it's
for the
very affordable.
first or second, and what was it, 12 for both 1 and 2 digitals.
Yeah, there it is. There it is. Yeah, you can get digital both books for $12, guys. Dude, back this man's book. Let's get this sucker funded so we can get the printed copies printed because, like he said, it's not cheap. It's a headache by itself.
And unfortunately,
But
prices are just gonna keep going up, but I would like to
but
think this is cheaper than filling up your gas tank, personally. So,
yeah, well,
what's more
yeah, that's
important,
true.
comics or gas? Comics, obviously.
I mean, I'm an introvert, so I barely go out, so comments are more for me. Um, but 22 days left, guys. So you got plenty of time. Let's get this from the half to the fully funded to the stretch goals potentially. And it's in the link is in the description of this video while you're watching us blab about it and go freaking back it. or rewind it if you do not back it. Every pun intended. Jared knows I mean because I posted it on Facebook. But guys, go back it right now while you're watching.
And even if you don't back it, a
Dang.
share goes a long way. Because I appreciate that just as much, honestly. Because I
Sure,
know
hell
things are
yeah.
tight right now, so
Hell
the
yeah.
rent is too damn high. So I
If-
know, I get it, I get it more
Mm.
than some, not all, but I get it.
Dude, man, the next thing I do on my show is after we get through the work part, now we just have some fun and just basically have a bromance and just nerd out about stuff. So let's start like some recent stuff. You brought up George Lucas when you said about no AI. What I want to get your take on what did you think what George Lucas said? Because one, I'm freaking like I'm kind of like really disappointed in what he said. Talking about the AI is like make things faster and stuff. I don't it really pissed me off. I was like, dude, AI doesn't really make anything faster. I was like, it's
Well,
but
see, there's
what is your take on it? Like, what's your take on it?
I don't hate AI. I think there are you can use it as a tool in certain circumstances. They're using it in the medical field, which I feel is very useful in that field. I
Okay.
actually use it at my 9 to 5. There's I basically work in HVAC sales, and so what we use it for, we can help match things or find things a little faster than we could through a book that we don't have. There's lots of room for AI. When George Lucas was talking about using it to help make films and it being easier and faster, I'm not sure exactly where he's going with that per se, because it's easier. I will not lie, but it depends on what you're using it for. If you're using it to
That's
take
the
the
truth.
place
Yeah.
of living people who say George Lucas has had a lot of people work for him over the years and help because he didn't design all these characters. He didn't create all these characters. He created them, but he didn't not all of them obviously, but he didn't design all these
Yeah.
characters. He didn't give
Yeah.
them
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
look. He didn't he's not the only one who made Star Wars. Let's be frank. There's a whole
Yeah.
team.
Yeah.
There's hundreds if not thousands of people that worked behind that man, who are just as much to thank as he is for giving us Star Wars. I don't think it's good to use an art if he is talking about storyboarding, if he's talking about CG, it takes away so many people's jobs
It
that can
does.
do it not only better, but can give you the soul that you're looking for. I see so many AI generated TikToks we all have, right, with the cats and shit, all kinds of stuff. Really, me and my wife just looked at a real bad one last night with He-Man, and as
I
cool
think I know
as
what you're
it
talking
is,
about. Yeah.
it's hideous because there's nothing
Yeah.
here. The voice acting is just there's no soul. There's nothing there. They're just as if they're reading a line like this. There's nothing there.
It's
I
a
think you need
robot.
real people
Exactly.
at the end of the day to make real things. And AI is
Exactly.
just trained on everything that those real people have given us already and distorting it and twisting it into what a prompter says they want. And I think that's sad. And when Todd McFarlane says that it could be used as a tool, yeah, but not in the way he says, because there's a couple of covers that I have questioned before that interview with him and AI was even a thing. There was a She Spawn and a Battle Beast cover that McFarlane did. The She Spawn has McFarlane isms in the style, but
Mm.
to me it just looked like someone else drew it and he just went over it with an ink pen. That's what I got from that. And the Battle Beast, if I had not known that was Todd McFarlane, I would not have known it was Todd McFarlane because it is not his style. And since that
Ah,
interview,
yeah.
I actually thought it was a ghost artist that he hired. And after that interview, it just my mind went, no shit. And I don't want to say that
Wow.
that's what he did, but I'm saying that's what he did. I might get a lot of hate for that. I have got a lot of hate for that, but as an artist, you can see things in a drawing that some people who don't draw can see. Because I'm not good. I'm every day I'm learning. I'm trying to get better, and I think that's what an artist does is strive to be better. And Todd McFarlane, at the end of the day, he will tell you himself that he is not an artist. He sells, and that's what he does. He's a salesman, and he has a graphic artist degree or diploma, whatever it is. He went to school for graphic artistry, and that's what he knows is flash, pretty,
Mhm.
cool. You know what I mean? And that's Todd McFarlane at the end of the day. He just wants to sell you something, and he does. I
Yeah.
buy his shit all the time. I'm not even gonna lie. So
I'm a huge fan of Spawn.
I stopped reading at
Is
issue 100, but it's mainly because of the fire. So
like I said, I do some rants on the show, and like like all the time. I kind of want to, since you mentioned Superman reference for the book, I've seen like so many different takes about the new Superman and like the Supergirl, and, like the DC overall. What do you think? Like, what do you think about James Gunn's direction with the DC right now?
I haven't seen Supergirl yet. I want to. I've already been spoiled on the ending, and I don't agree with what she did. I get separating her from her cousin, but that's not how you do it. You know what I mean? I I was not the biggest fan of James Gunn's Superman movie. I liked
Okay.
it. I I personally
Okay.
liked it better than the Man of Steel. I have issues with Gunn's Superman, mainly his costume, some story issues. But at the end of the day, Kevin, that was Superman. Everything that Superman did in that movie, Superman either has done or would do in the comics. He would absolutely stop a fight in the middle of a fight and save a life. He would save a squirrel's life, and that's what Superman would do at the end of the day. So I can't fault James Gunn in that aspect because really nothing is perfect. You have things that come close, but at the end of the day, mileage varies. Like I said earlier, we take from things that other people don't all the time. I think the only thing ultimately bad about James Gunn's stuff is it's too soon, but that's not necessarily his fault. It's Warner Brothers as a corporation that's pushing these out and wants to compete with Marvel. But really, right now, the only thing that's competing with Marvel is Marvel because they're either hurting themselves or we that's another long rant right there. But at the end of the
We'll
day,
get to them in a
Marvel's
second.
their only competition. All DC needs to
Oh
do is
yeah.
DC. I think
Yeah.
world building is great, but I don't think they should necessarily make it a connected universe. I thought the Justice Gang and Superman was too much. I liked the Metamorpho part in there because it made sense to the story, but for me, the Justice Gang part really did not. It could have been a fine film without him. I like Hot Girl, I like Mr. Terrific, and I like Guy Gardner, but I don't think they should have been in that film. I think they should have been their own thing. I mean, Guy Gardner is supposed to be in the Green Lantern show, Lanterns, and like I said, I like them all. I think Mr. Terrific is a terrific character because he really is. Like
Yeah,
if you
pun
ever go
intended.
back and read Jeff Johns' Justice Society, whenever he first showed up in the comics, brilliant. I
Nice.
think
Okay.
Mr. Terrific is one of the more better written comic characters that has, I want to say newer, but he's what, 26 years old, somewhere around there, maybe more. But I still consider him a modern character. I think he's one of the more brilliant modern characters that we've got. And I would say original, but he's kind of taken a name from a golden age superhero, the original Mr. Terrific. But he still is original because they're completely two different characters at the end of the day. And I think that's what a lot of modern comics, especially the big two, is missing is originality. Marvel used to be the house of ideas. Now they're just the house of rehash. They're doing the same thing over and over again with a fresh coat of paint, and it breaks my heart. It really does. And DC is actually on top of their game compared to what they've been in the last few years right now, and I honestly think it's only because Marvel is just garbage. Right, their absolute line is absolutely killing it, and I can't fault them for that. Even if I don't like certain things about it, people are buying it, and at least at the end of the day, they're kind of original. These writers are actually working hard to make something new, and I think that's what's important is new, not just rehashing things. But I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, you've had these characters that have been around for Superman's 80 years old, dude. How much more original can you get? So they
Sure.
give him a kid, and they make him disappear for a few months where there's like 20 Superboys around. It gets kind of, what do we do with this character now? You know what I mean? So it's
Right.
just, I get it, but think outside of the box. And at least Absolute DC is doing that. They're thinking outside of the box. So I give them that.
So they just released a trailer for Doomsday. I don't know. I'm pretty sure you saw it. I think you saw some post about it. What was your reaction when you saw the trailer?
I loved it. I'm not a big Marvel movie hater. I actually loved the Marvels. I thought the studio doing studio things made it worse than what it was because it was longer and they cut it a lot. I love Monica Rambeau, and it could be because she's from Louisiana and I am too. I don't know, but I love Monica Rambeau, and I thought they did her justice in that. But a lot of people didn't like the Marvels, and I get it, but I liked it. Could it have been better? Oh yeah, yeah, it could have been better.
Like likes to like something, but I will explain things I don't like about it.
Oh yeah,
It's
oh
the
yeah.
same time, even when I like it. And like with the Marvels, I when it came out, man, the bashing was crazy heated. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, what is with this movie that I hate so much?
For which one?
And then
For which one?
the Marvels, the
Oh yeah,
Marvels.
oh yeah.
And I was like, then I finally got around to watching it, and it's like, Jesus Christ, this movie is so overhated. But at the same time, yes, it has issues, but it's definitely overhated. I
I
was
think
like,
a lot of the
the part
problem
I,
stems from
eh,
the same thing that happened with Supergirl. The actress
yeah,
said something that a lot of conservative folk didn't
yeah,
like,
that's
and
what I was
it hurt the film. And that's kind of what happened with Brie Larson. She said some things that, for whatever reason, the wrong people didn't like what she said. Or I should say the
I don't know
right
what
people
she
because
said.
they're the ones that spend their money. But here's the thing, folks. You don't have to like an actor. You
Jesus
don't.
Christ.
You can enjoy what they give us, but you don't have to like the actor. You don't even have to like the character. I mean, sometimes you can watch a movie and get something out of it you didn't expect to like.
Yeah,
There's a lot
exactly,
of movies that I
exactly.
didn't want to watch, and I ended up loving it.
Yeah.
Like the movie G.I. Jane. I absolutely hated that movie. I never even seen it.
See that in forever.
I hated that movie. I never even seen it, and then I saw it, and I loved
Uh,
it. And that's the
oh
thing.
my
You never
God.
know what you're missing out on because you don't like somebody. And
I'm just like, people are so childish these
yeah,
days, and it's really just annoying. And I was like, can we get back to being human? Like, just how does being human, it's despite of differences. I'm like, we're all human at the end of the day. I mean,
yeah.
people, a lot of people make politics their entire personality, which is so freaking sad. I'm like, I don't like talking about politics, but I can tell you exactly what's going on.
When
I'm
they
like,
see
I might not talk
Supergirl,
about it, but I see everything.
and they see Supergirl, and all they can think of is it's woke because of the actress said
It's not.
something I didn't like.
It's like,
That
it's not.
movie,
Okay.
I haven't seen it, but I do know that there's nothing really woke about that movie.
It's not.
So
It's like, it's
it's
not at all.
hilarious. They don't even know what the word means, and they just
Woke
dub it that way.
means and like even the same thing with the Odyssey movie. Some of it is like everything is woke when it's a person of color, but if it's just I'm like when it's just straight one race, it's completely fine. I'm like it's 2026 and we still have this type of
We've
mindset.
made it
Like
all
really,
this way as a people. Here, you heard that word I said, as a people,
as a
and we're still
people,
hating on each other.
and I get the same repeated copy and paste response talking about that they're not racist. I mean, they got black friends and stuff like that. Me, my black friends agree with me. I was like, it's just a fact. You calling this woke. Well, first of all, woke is a whole different meaning of what you think it is. And when you watch the movie, it's not woke at all.
Right, right.
Like, y'all just say that word because y'all like follow your master that's in the office.
I had a redneck guy chew me out online for calling it a work of fiction, and it is. It's are there
Yeah.
cyclopses or okay? Helen of Troy in this story is essentially half god who was birthed out of a celestial egg. Essentially, does that happen to normal people? Does that happen to real people? This is a made up
And
story. Yeah,
then
there's real people in the story, real places, but at the end of the day, this is a made up story.
I think where's the Peter play? Helen? That
Yeah,
is Helen?
yeah.
Okay. And it's like, I've seen so many people talking about the historical accuracy, they're not doing. I'm like, Helen was born from an egg. And so, historical accuracy, anyone can play Helen.
Well, I
I was like,
mean,
and plus, it's a fictional character.
they bring up what Homer wrote by saying her skin was as white as cotton and her hair was as gold. I can't remember what her hair was as gold as, but they took that to
Uh,
gospel, and
gosh.
it's fine. Like I get wanting accuracy, but it's not a historical. I mean,
It's
it
not
is, but
historical.
it's not. It's based on
Yeah.
history, but I think
It's
she's a
not really
great
it's not
actress.
a,
Give her
yeah.
that chance because you first of all you're talking this shit and you're not even watching it.
That part. That's the other part that gets me. I'm like, you don't even see the freaking movie, but you're just following a hate trend. Literally, that's really what it all is.
Oh
It's
yeah.
just a hate trend. And like, I haven't seen the movie yet, but I'm still excited for it because I love seeing people be mad about it. That makes me more excited to see it. And
I've
I'm like,
seen
so
some
I'm gladly
comments,
going to sit.
Kevin, and it's not cool, man. I've
Oh,
seen comments.
I've seen so many comments. I had to delete a lot of my responses. I'm like, I might get flagged for this. I'm just going to politely erase
Oh,
it.
I've started typing things out, and then I'm like, nah,
Yeah, that's
nah,
literally how I'd be.
because that
And
I'll
I'm
be
just
just as
like,
bad as that guy, and I'm nah, I
I'm
can't
just
go
like,
that, I can't do
I'm just
that.
like, I don't clarify myself as a nice guy because I hate that term, nice guy. I'm a respectful person, an introverted guy, but I love to troll people just to piss them off, just because it's funny. Because I know the response I'm about to get. You just proved my point
Yep,
about what I just said.
yep,
So I knew you was about to say that because the only thing y'all do is copy and paste. You have no type of brain cell
yep.
to think on your own,
I I
so
I
you're doing the
I
exact
completely
thing I would
did that
expect it.
on a Hodge Twins post about Mark Ruffalo said. He said that if you look at statistics that white people
Uh,
do more crime in America. So I googled it and it does say that. It
that's it
says but it
actually.
also says halfway through that per capita African Americans do more localized crime. So I
Yeah.
copied and pasted that whole Google thing.
Mhm.
Now, do you know 9 out of 10 times who follow the Hodge twins, right? Conservative type vote. Okay. They stop reading at the white part and blast me, calling me all kinds of stuff, a Democratic piece of shit, and all. I'm like, did you stop reading at the white part? Because I know you did, and all I
This is
did
why
was I did that just to see what kind of response I would get.
can go on all day about trolling people, but I just want to get back to some more fun parts before we hop off on here,
Yeah,
man.
man.
I do like some fun questions. So, if you could like draw any existing comic character in like any type of series, who would it be?
It's a good question. I have always had a fondness for Wolverine.
Mm,
I don't know if my style would match him per se, but he's on my bucket list. I would definitely love to at least write something Wolverine centric because he's one of my favorite characters and mainstream. I would definitely love to give him a chance, or at least let them give me a chance. Disney, if you're listening.
I was like, do this till he's 90.
But
If you could collaborate with like any comic writer or artist, like past or present, who would you choose?
also a very good question. So back before my apartment burned down, I had it all planned out, Kevin. Grant Morrison was gonna write Books of Riot. Well, it was called Breaking Riot at the time. He was gonna write it, and shoot, what's his name? Jimenez. Shoot, I can't think of his name, but he drew and wrote Wonder Woman for a while. He's a big DC artist guy. He hasn't really worked for the main two for a while, but I can't think of his first name. But he's a great artist, and I wanted him to draw to collaborate with. And before Comicsgate was a thing, I really wanted Ethan Van Sciver to draw something for me that I could
Nice.
write, and that's gone out the window. Even before the whole Confiscate thing, he was off my page. I don't like people who like to
Oh
hear
wow.
themselves talk. So, but
Oof.
yeah,
That one.
talent wise, yeah, back in the day, I wanted him to draw something for me that I wrote. So
Which fictional universe would you love to spend a day in?
that's a really loaded question because there's some really great ones out there that you probably wouldn't want to live in.
Give us like your top three you would.
Top three. I would
Yeah,
like to experience the world of Fallout.
now
Yeah,
that's
that's
interesting.
wild, right? Like who
Okay.
wants that?
I was like, I was not expecting that answer,
Yeah,
but
who
that's
who who
interesting.
who wants
Look
to be a part
interesting.
of that? I do
Right.
apparently.
I'm like, even though
Uh,
I'm just learning about Fallout, but I know the concept of Fallout now. Like, especially when the TV show came out, I had to go study it and say, what is Fallout? And I was like, oh, now that is an interesting universe. I'm like, okay,
there's
okay.
a
What's
lot of
number
world
two?
building going on in those games, and I love it. And I think
Nice.
I think that
Okay.
appeals to me more than the actual world because I don't know if I would live more than a day in that kind of world, but because I'm gonna piss somebody off.
Ah,
I'm gonna say something, and they're like, "Oh, nope, patink," and they take all my bottle
Jesus.
caps. What? That's a good question. I never really thought about where I wanted to live in a fictional world. Maybe like a cyberpunk type world, like the games,
Ooh, that's a good one.
where you're it's very cyberpunky because I love the whole concept of cyberpunk. I really do. That's a really good question, Kevin. I don't know about a third one. The nerd in me wants to go to the Lord of the Rings, but that would probably be very boring. Yeah, maybe Lord of the. that world,
Yeah,
of
the
Lord of the
Middle Earth
Rings.
one.
Hellboy?
First of all, I'm a Middle Earth Lord of the Rings Hobbit fan. Actually, live in Hogwarts in Harry Potter. I
Okay,
would
that's a
actually
good one.
love.
Yeah,
I'm like,
because who wouldn't
yeah,
want
I
to do
want
some
Harry
magic,
Potter.
right?
Yeah, so I'm
Yeah.
like, I would actually legit have fun with that.
Yeah, I think that would be fun. Yeah,
So
that's a good one.
yeah,
Definitely a good
especially I
one.
want to see what which house I would end up in because I'm kind of curious what
That's
house
the
I would end
thing.
up in.
Yeah, you never know.
Because I am here because I'm a huge like horror villain guy. So I'm like, I wonder if I would end up in shoot, what was this? Uh,
Slytherin,
what was? Yeah, thank you. Okay, what's the? Thank you. Yeah, Slytherin. Or if I end up in Harry Potter's
Gryffindor.
uh Griff. Thank you. I suck at names, but I know I'm like I suck at names, but I know the characters I go to. If that
I
makes
haven't
sense.
read the books, but I
But
have all the movies and I have the
yeah,
Hogwarts game. So I
there we
haven't
go.
read the
So
books
yeah,
though.
so I was, if I had a fourth, I would probably I would love to play Venom. If I'm being honest, I like having like being a from. I'll be curious to see where these characters come from. Like learn about
Venom.
yeah Venom and like seeing his world. Not on Earth, but before he comes to Earth or from his planet. I would love to like see what his planet is like. Like
See, I,
I'm totally curious about that.
See, I think Venom would be a little convoluted because of. Do you know about the King in Black stuff? See,
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd want to like be a thrall to Null. You know what I mean? Because they're all the symbiotes are essentially like slaves to
Yeah.
him. They like it's
True.
all hive mind, and
True.
somehow
True.
Venom
True.
was able to have his own thoughts. So I'm not sure.
That's exactly why I would like
Yeah,
to. Why so I'm like, I would definitely see what's like one comic, movie, or TV series everyone should experience, in your opinion.
one comic book movie or series.
Yeah, a comic book, a movie, and a series. You think that people should experience?
First of all, see, I'll go with series first. It's
Okay.
kind of underrated, I think. There's some really good ones, but I think Legion was really good.
Oh,
That's based off David Haller, who is Professor Xavier, his
yeah,
son. That is a
yeah.
very underrated show, and it didn't last nearly as long as it probably should have.
Okay.
But
That
considering
came
how
out what
outside of the
2017.
what's that?
It came out what 2017. I think it was.
Somewhere around there, yeah, on FX. I,
Yeah,
I, I I don't know how long it would have gone considering it was an outside of the box type show, but the guy who
yeah.
did Alien Earth, Noah Hawley or
Uh,
whatever, is that who it is?
yes.
He's
No.
he's the
Yeah, I think
guy
that's
that
his name.
that
No, I
did
think that's his name. But yeah.
Legion, so and he's a great creator, I think. So it was a really good show. I didn't know if I was gonna like it at first, and I did,
Yeah.
because it's out there, dude. It's so wild, and
Oh
it's a
man,
great
yeah,
it's a
yeah.
great show. Movie, I think, even though it's I don't know, man, because this is so much out there for different people, and not everything is for everybody. But shoot, maybe give some Guillermo del Toro some love with Hellboy, maybe. A lot of people who are Hellboy fans don't like those movies, and I get it because it's completely like if you read Hellboy and then you watch those movies, the character it's just different. But
I read Hellboy now, but I still like the movies. So
yeah, I think those movies are great, especially what Guillermo del Toro was able to do with practical effects, and I think they're great. I think that's a great movie for comics. But the ultimate, I will end it with this one. The ultimate movie for a comic book movie is Superman 78, in my opinion. No, there's no better comic book movie out there. There's some good ones, but as dated as that film is, and as cheesy as it is in parts, that movie is brilliant. That movie is brilliant.
thank you for coming on the show, man.
Thank you.
It's great to finally talk to you face to face. And Books of Riot 2 is on Kickstarter, like I said, is in the description of this video. So while you're watching this video, make sure you go back Books of Riot and make sure you get to fund it. It's halfway there. Let's get that sucker funded and get some potential stretch goals if he does stretch goals. And so now where can we follow you on social media to keep up to date with?
Well, I'm Jared Lockhart on pretty much anything. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, Threads. You can see my art on Akara, Cara. That's where a lot of my art is. Yeah, please check out Books of Riot #2 on Kickstarter, and I hope you like it. And because I even though I'm doing it for me, I would love other people to enjoy what I do because I love it. So
Again, on anybody watch or listen to podcasts like Spotify, Radio, and my YouTube at Kelso and Kelso.com, which is my
thank
and
you.
guys that's watching, thank you for watching. And next year again to back the Kickstarter of Books of Riot in the description of this video. So we'll catch you guys next time on Kevin C.